beat him. Just close it out here, man. Close it out this first best of 5. Get it done. Be the victors. I guess I kind of feel the longer it goes on, the more I favor Tribe.
All right, folks, well, here we go. It's now time for the grand finals. Xset versus Tribe. Gentlemen, take the call. Let's see how this one unfolds.
All right, Bobby, here we go. Time for the grand final. The two best teams we've seen without question, and their last matchup was something. It was interesting. It didn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but my God, was it fun to watch. And we're going to start off with Tectonic. Already 2 kills, make it 3. He's been a phenom. His KD compared to everybody else is a joke.
I mean, they're just not even in the same league. This guy has been just playing a different game. He doesn't even seem to be fazed by the people around him. His shots, like, I want to know what his accuracy percentage has been in this tournament, because it just doesn't seem like he misses shots. He's got 6 kills, 30 seconds into the first hard point. He's going to catch him from behind, gets another one right there. 35 seconds on the hill for Tribe off the start, and Tectonic 8 kills in, and a 1-man wrecking crew up against Xset, who's now totaling only 7 kills.
This is a little bit of what Austin is worried about. Like, they had that one slow start, but you know, you're coming up hot. You just want to see a 3-0. You know that you slow start. Everything to avoid that. My God, this Tonic doing whatever he can to make sure they get rolling in this matchup. 43 it could not look better. But outside of Tectonic, I guess I want to know, Xset, from you, like, what has been like the single thing that stood out the most for you about Tribe?
They have a very diverse team. I mean, Childs and Bolu are absolute fraggers as well. We talk about Tectonic a lot. He's obviously been the top fragger for the entire team, but Childs as well as Bolu, which again we've spoken about Bolu quite a few times, are absolute playmakers. We've seen them do some insane and crazy things. And then obviously you have Leon and Childs that are very versatile as well. We'll see basically all the players hopping on the point except for Childs. Typically he's just the Slayer, but I just really like the versatility of the team and the slaying ability too, which is really important in this kind of meta where getting those score streaks and operators is so important.
We'll see if they can keep the slaying going. The lead chipped away at a bit by Xset, but now Tribe's starting to build it up as we focus on the next rotation. And Bobby, it looks like for now Xset is set up. You think they can hold?
It's going to be tough to do. We see Bolu pushing in. There's only one player, I believe, remaining on the point for Xset. Despite the, I would say, a little bit of mistake coming in for Tribe right there, they pushed that hard point over on P2 with, I think, maybe 15 seconds left, sending the entire team. It's something we've seen them do before, and they've been able to pull it off just because they're winning their gunfights straight up. It doesn't seem to really matter how well Xset is established on the point. Overhead glitches through walls, Tribe's just winning their gunfights just about every time. So we do see the break coming in for Xset, but Bolu already contesting. Despite the Molotov coming into the hard point to clean up the rest of that scrap time, they're already up by 50.
Yeah, and it reminds me of maybe like the Jetpack Call of Duties for the advanced movement ones, or maybe last year a phase in Modern Warfare. Just like hit scrap time, fly and think you can break. And when it works out, you get big leads, and that's what Tribe is looking at right now. Now, Silva's got a shotgun in hand. Xset, tell me a little bit about that weapon and why it's been so good with some of the Xset players.
Oh man, so yeah, that's the Echo, also known as the Origin in some other games, but it is a very, very strong weapon. It's typically one of the top 3 shotguns you will see, along with the KRM and the BY15. Obviously, the advantage of the Echo is that you do have the ability to get multiple kills, whereas with other shotguns, which are pump shotguns, typically you get 1 kill and there's a good chance you die. You're gonna have to slide all over the place and hope you can get that pump off. But with the Echo, you really do have the ability to break hard points very well. You just fly in and get some shots, and definitely that's what we're kind of seeing from Silva. He's not doing it incredibly well. He definitely is going to have to try to pick that up a little bit more, but that's definitely the playstyle you will see from him with that weapon. And another thing too is with the class he is using with Persistence, he won't be able to actually switch off of that class because he will then lose his points progress from Persistence, so expect to see him using that nearly the entire match.
All right. Well, thank you for the breakdown, but now Tribe 40 points away from closing this one out. They've been dominant since the get-go. Maybe a little bit of a slowdown for Tectonic, considering he had like 8 kills in the first hard point, but the rest of the team picking it up as we look at the aerial view and where they'll get set up towards Brown. First one into Courtyard, it's going to be for Tribe. They're in position to make the play, and there's the shotgun you were highlighting, making it messy. in back alley as he looks to collapse, just hunting for kills. One more in front, Gunny up, Xset into the point, Bobby.
I mean, the thing about running up against the Echo is if you run up face to face against it, it's like running into a brick wall. Like, you're just gonna get smacked in the face by shot after shot. We saw that's what Silva was able to do right there, but despite his success with that gun, it's not converting to success for the team. We see Tribe on the hill continuing to tick upwards. They've got 50 points up on Xset right now. The contest does come in. We already see Tribe players rotating toward the next hard point. Not too worried about picking up this scrap time, which is what you'd like to see from them. Nero is going to drop up in the top, but should be spawning over by gas station. Actually, is going to spawn back by blue, so that'll make it a little bit more difficult to rotate. But with the 2 Goliaths now coming into play for Tribe, they should be able to get this break easily, unless we see some Pred missiles and Annihilators come into play for Xset.
Yeah, Xset are going to have to go huge. I mean, they've got the point. They've got a chance to basically tie this game up. They have their own Goliath inside. The question is, how long can they hold with all the utility about to come into play from Tribe? One break might be enough to close it out. You have to be perfect. Right now, if you were on the side of Xset, it's neck-on-neck warfare. Both are going to end up falling, but it's Tribe that ultimately gets the break into the point. They can shut it down here with the positioning inside of the objective. Map 1, it's somewhat close, but it's a victory for Tribe there with the final kill. 21 on the board for Balu, and well, the question mark for Tribe, it hasn't been the response. We know how good they are there outside of a couple slow starts. It was not a slow start there at all. They closed it out. They look strong. What'd you love, Hoxas?
I mean, the 8 kills from Tectonic right at the start really set the pace for Tribe, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, again, as I said earlier in this game, getting those kills is so much more important in this game as opposed to a lot of the other Call of Duties. KD is something that actually does kind of dictate the pace of a match, or not just the pace, but the overall results, to be honest, with, again, those score streaks playing such a big role. So, I mean, I just really love the early kills from Tectonic and early momentum that Tribe was able to secure.
Well, now, Bobby, I got a question for you. So, we know how good Tribe are on the respawn.
4 months. That was around when Xset, formerly known as Status Quo, made their entry into the competitive scene. And with both of these being phone primary teams, and with both teams qualifying for Stage 4 a long time ago, there's been a lot of time for the tension to build, and with the matches that we've seen so far, no surprise to see it continuing. But I think Maralto is going to be a big factor for Xset in this one. We've seen his snipes be so good, and especially over on offensive pushes on the B site like we're seeing right now, he's going to play a big role. He will be the X factor for them in this game.
Well, typical of what we've seen of Tribe. For the most part, they're going to give up the B site and allow the plant to go down, and then they'll work on the retake. They have had Balu kind of on the backside of this point, just making sure no one can push through. The first blood comes in from Childs. He's able to get the opening. That'll be the advantage. Still no plant down. And now things, Hawks, have gotten much more difficult for Xset.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you can see right here, Childs is just kind of playing around. Nobody's really making any kind of aggressive plays. As you can see, everyone is playing extremely passive right now, which I'm curious to see how this pans out. Obviously, Tribe does have the man advantage from Child's kill, but man, this is just extremely slow. We do see a plant coming out right now from Impulsive. Tribe not going to be able to defend it, so it might go down or not. They're okay. They're planting again.
Hopped off it for a sec. Yeah, hopped off it for a sec, but now the plant goes in. Now the plays come in. Here comes the collapse. Oh, just got a tough timing. I thought for a sec. He almost caught him top. He gets lower. He's able to get away with his life. So another player from Xset not going to be caught. 5v4 advance to Tribe as they look to get the pressure through the Molly Goat shells. A little bit of damage, but just knocked down to 78 HP. He's able to stay up. Balu gonna take down another. Leon involved in the action as well. Some damage in from Tectonic. The trade should be there. There it comes from Leon on the flank. Plenty of time for the defuse, and bodies already being shot, Bobby.
I mean, I love it. Yes, it might be a little bit toxic. Yes, it's not good manners, but it makes for good content, you know? So not too surprised to see that. That's something we've seen in previous matches, and Tribe does have the chip on their shoulder right now. They feel like they should have won the first match against Xset, and They just weren't able to make it happen. So I think at every possible point, they're going to be trying to assert their dominance. We know that they're good on the defensive side. A lot of it is going to come down to the offensive side for them. So Xset just going to be looking to take 1 or 2 rounds right here. If they can even muster to get 1, I think that gives them a shot at winning the search and destroy. But obviously not having a lot of success in that first round. Maralto not making any impact. Really, the only person picking up any frags. So we do see them pushing over to the B side once again. They should get a free plant. And now the pressure is on for Tribe once again.
Bobby,
Yeah,
I have a question.
Totally agree.
Yes.
Do you think, with the way that both teams are playing right now, do you think having snipers is going to be, or having a sniper is going to be a pivotal thing? And do you think Maralto will be able to pick up those frags, or do you think it's something where he should probably switch to a different weapon? Because right now we're not really seeing any kind of sniper action, especially down mid.
Yeah, so I would say Tribe's done a good job of adapting their play style to minimize the effect of snipers. Typically, we see them, when it is a head-to-head push from one side to the other, that's where you see the snipers come in a big way. But a really quick retake. Xset players dropping left and right. Child's shooting his own teammates right there, and that's another easy defuse. So I think the style that they're taking is really good in minimizing Maralto's effect. We could potentially see him switch weapons, but at the same time, we know that he's going to trust his ability to snipe, and there are always situations where a sniper can come in handy. It's a lot on him to be able to adapt his own play style and be able to match what Tribe's doing.
Well, he finally hit a shot, but unfortunately the rest of his team died at the same moment, so didn't put him in a good spot to make a play. But yeah, I mean, Tribe's been not really having too much trouble dealing with snipers for the most part, outside of the one map we saw on standoff. But we'll go to Maralto's POV for a second, see if he can find the angle to get some of his wizardly shots that we've seen him hit throughout the course of this weekend. They're playing this round a bit more passive. They have been first blooded both times. They've been playing from a man disadvantage in both of the first 2 rounds. The early going has not been good for them. Maybe they're hoping for one of those aggressive rounds out of Tribe where they can catch somebody and get something going early, Hawks.
Yeah, I'm honestly really surprised at how Tribe is playing right now. I mean, they're currently at 10 kills, and then Xset is at 3. This round is really slow right now, but I'm just overall surprised by the performance of Tribe.
Yeah, the defense, for the most part, they've been pretty good. It's just when it swaps, are they going to find those rounds? And that's why you kind of feel like they need to get 4 or 5 of these round victories if they can pull it off. But I think the first blood did come in for Xset this time around, but there was a trade nearly instantly, so it'll put us into a 4v4. The bomb looks like it's going to wrap back over to B. Everybody from Tribe still stacked up around that A bomb site. They're going to have to retake once again. For 2 rounds, they've showed they can do it really well, Bobby. Can they make it 3?
I think this is a better approach for Xset than we've seen in the past. They seem pretty content to just push the B site, allow Tribe to slowly creep in, and once they collapse, it was pretty much game over. So having their team more spread out is going to give Xset more of an advantage. You can see Tribe more clumped up back toward their spawn. With 3 Xset players on generators right here, it's going to be easier to counter. Trades come in for both teams, but Xset just not winning the gunfights. It's now 1 player remaining, and he drops instantly. So Tribe able to capitalize right there. I think Xset had the right approach. I think sending Maralto toward that mid side to try to go for picks there is the right move, because it's obvious that Tribe is not going to send anybody from spawn side over toward B. I think Xset needs to do something to adapt here and try to switch up their game plan, because the B plants have just been too easy for Tribe to get the retake.
And Tribe's team shot on these has just been, I mean, you saw how many assists pop up there. Like, they are just
enemy contact
on point. I mean, team shotting, everybody just melted through that defense. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. And now just right up the gut. Go Xset, something we've seen from Tribe a lot on the offensive end of things. They're just going to fly through, try to catch one. They've gotten mid-map control, but now where do you go from here? There's the first blood. Impulsive's able to get it this time, not an instant trade. So for the first time through 4 rounds, you find yourself in a good position.
And Impulsive typically is a top fragger for Xset, if not out of all of the players in the tournament, typically the guy that will be putting up a lot of kills inside of S&D. And right now he's pretty quiet. As I said that again, he did get a kill right there, but he's a very pivotal player for Xset, and I'd really like to see him get a little bit more on point with the shot, and maybe even a little bit more aggressive when he needs to.
We'll see if he can pick it up. You have the numbers here. If you're Xset, A round you just gotta win. It's the first time you've been able to enjoy that throughout a round. 45 seconds ago, they've got to work this plant. You're narrow or tectonic. Can you somehow catch one and put this into a 2 versus 2? They do have bomb down backside. They're still trying to recoup that, but the flanks have to come in. Impulsive, the guy that got the first blood, able to pick up another one. Narrow there, though, able to get the trade. Now into a 1v2 for Narrow. Bomb has been picked up by Xset. Now, where do they wrap this? This is the important part. Both will be out in front. Silva able to hit the snap, and there's one round offensively for Xset. Now, can you get another one? It can be so important, Bobby.
Yeah, I think to give themselves the best shot possible, Xset needs to get 2. I like the change of approach that they had right there. They kept trying to do the same thing over and over and over again. I believe that's actually the definition of insanity, is doing the thing over and over and expecting different results. So they were able to switch things up right there. They pushed aggressively through on, and it seemed like they were almost confused on what their next move was going to be, but they were able to finagle things and make it work. So if you can make it work, make it work. They were able to throw Tribe off and take a round. If they can get another one right here, it'll be really big.
It's tough because as much as I agree with you, it's like, how do you take a free plant? Like,
yeah.
If you're told, like, hey, you can get a free plant in a 5v5 and get it set up, basically any team in the world's like, awesome. They were getting it. They just couldn't then close it out from there. So it's kind of a weird dilemma where you need to change something, even though the early game's working for you. It was just those early picks that were the problem, and now they're going to get right back to it. They're slowly working over towards B. Thinking about getting this bomb down. Yuna's going to be your carrier, though, and Yuna's pushed through. So for now, the focus is not on the bomb. It's on finding these kills. Can they catch someone?
This surprises me. We've seen this a lot in the tournament. We'll see players have very open plants. Yeah, that's a very big kill right there. We'll see players have very open plans, and I don't know if this is just because we are the casters and we can kind of see what's going on across the entire map, and obviously the players don't have that kind of knowledge, but it does seem like with Xset especially, they just won't take those free plants. And I don't really know what the mindset is behind that sometimes.
I mean, they did like 3 rounds in a row.
They did it the first 3 rounds.
They weren't getting round wins. So here I think it was like, all right, let's isolate somebody, get the kill. We know Balu's been playing backside of the plant. They're able to catch him there, and then they plant the 5v4, which makes it that much easier to lock it down. As it all falls to narrow in a 1v4, it looks like this will be the second offensive victory for Xset. So I think that puts them in a pretty good spot to close out this map too. Narrow. Shots everywhere, just not onto the opposing player. Not an easy one there on the heady for sure, but it's a 3-2 lead for Tribe as it stands. And now, Bobby, the question is, are those 2 rounds going to be enough here for Xset?
Destroy the objective.
I mean, I think the big thing that happened right there is Xset did what Tribe has struggled to do in the past and adapt to the opponent's defense. So for the most part, Tribe just has the same approach. They'll full send one side. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, then everything falls apart quickly. We see them full sending the A site, which is not an approach we've seen at all so far, but with a lack of a sniper, not surprising to see. Impulsive actually has made that switch away from the sniper now that they're on the defensive side. So the pressure is on for them. They're going to need the retake. This is not an easy site to approach. I like what Tribe is doing right here, and I think they've set themselves up well for the defense, but whether or not they'll be able to make it happen is still yet to be seen. They do get the first blood right there.
Yeah, I mean, quick planet A, a little bit more valuable, right? A little bit harder to break in the 5v5 than stuff that's wide open like the B site. Just can't quite finish it. Gets him down to like 1 HP, but Shell's able to stay alive. The help comes in from Balu. Everybody gets dropped, and there's a better example of, I mean, if you're going to give up a fight, I think that's why Tribe will do it, is like, if you're going to give up a free site, do it at B, a little bit easier to retake. You give up A, it's just not easy to bust into. Yes, you can hit some tacticals. Yes, we've seen some retakes, but you saw how difficult that looked, and Hawksays couldn't get it done.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, trying to take A is difficult. The lanes that are set up there, and we also saw one of the Xset players just kind of blindly go up the ladder, which was definitely a no-no. Always want to try to get some vision before you do it, and unfortunately went down there, and then the Tribe had the man advantage. And another very, very early plant from Tribe.
Yeah,
except this time around on B.
Tribe is putting Xset on their back foot right now. These opening offenses have been great. The quick hit to A, the fast plant, the first blood, now the fast plant over at B. Xset in a tough position. Tribe with more reps. It looks like the search and destroy is improving. Now, can they close out the round? I think it was Tectonic that got tagged up a bit, but he's able to get back. and fully heal. Now comes in the 3-man hit for the backside, but Leon in position gets the kill, falling apart for Xset. Not much time to work with. The team shot on point once again for Tribe. Everybody is dead in the first 2 offices. They look good, Bobby.
Yeah, you talked earlier about whether the bigger factor was going to be knowing the opponent's strategies in search and destroy or having the reps in, and it definitely seems like the reps are what are counting right now. Tribe in complete control. We expected them to struggle on the offensive side, and it just seems like Xset's on their heels every time. 3 players pushing through bottom of mid. More first bloods coming in, but trades coming in quickly. It'll be a 2v2. Silva drops as well. Maralto all by himself in a 1v2 versus Bolu and Tectonic. Shots around the corner. Bolu has him down to 5 HP, but he's 5 HP himself. Tectonic knows he can win just about any gunfight that happens in this game, so they are in hot pursuit. And right now, Maralto running for his life. They're absolutely chasing this man. He's laying down shots. There's nothing he can do. Bolu's too good. 9 kills on the board, and Tribe Gaming closes that one out 6-2.
And that might have been the best search and destroy we've seen out of him. And yeah, Bobby, I think it kind of answered my question. It looks like the reps are paying off. And when I think about all of the tournaments I've cast, I don't know what number it's at now, but it's been a lot across various titles for Call of Duty. When I think of like the body of work within a tournament, typically a team start bad and hardpoint and get a lot better at respawn from what I've seen, but you have seen teams really turn it around and search and destroy. Why is that the case? I'm not sure exactly, but I feel like I've seen more drastic improvements there once you get some reps, once you get the comms on point, once you see what strategies aren't working, and that seemed to be the best.
Trying to think of something. The only thing I can think of right now is if Tribe just gets so overconfident and completely throws that Xset could potentially come away with this one, but Tribe has looked just absolutely untouchable in domination so far. Their approach is so good. They've already got people pushing over towards C. It looks like they might be able to take C off the bat once again. There's 1 player up top for Xset inside of 10, but players dropping left and right. Only 2 kills on the board for them so far, and it looks like as far as map control, it is in the hands of Tribe once again.
Tribe doing strong so far, and Haas, I know you're my weapons expert for Tribe, and maybe with domination, has there been anything they've been doing that's been a little bit unorthodox that you'd like?
Yeah, I think it was their last domination match. They did do something that I definitely wanted to highlight, and they talked to me about potentially doing it, is they don't want to always focus on B as much as the other teams. A lot of teams will just kind of have a slugfest in mid-map trying to take B. They want to kind of flip the home points, so A and C, as much as possible, which I think right now we saw a Tribe player trying to get A, I believe. And I think that's something we will see them continually try to do, and just maintain as much control on those home points as possible.
Well, I think, yes, for control, but I think what stood out to me is when it gets messy, when it gets chaotic, when it's gunfights all over the map, that is where Tribe thrives. Like, they love it. And one thing that happens when you're constantly applying pressure to the home cap of the opposition, it does get messy. It makes the other team's comms a little bit frantic. You always have to worry about that as well as trying to progress to B, and it can be so tough to do. And right now, top tower, it's Leon with the chopper chopping it up. 2 are going to drop. 19-point advantage already. Once again, things looking good, Bobby.
I mean, as long as Leon's up there, Xset's not going to do a thing. You can run around, you can get frags, but he's got oversight onto B. Tribe's got full control of A and C. They've got the triple cap right now. You got to get Leon out of that tower. He jumps up, still able to get back down right there. So even when he's up there, he can't quite see the A flag, but he can still spray shots through wood. He's just pretty much untouchable, and they're looking really good so far.
Yeah, they're looking great. Tribe is turned. They're on point in this map 3. Let's go to an Xperia dial-in with Tribe. They're fired up. They're cylinders, Xset. I know you talked to them a little bit about the comms and what went down yesterday. Talk to me.
I mean, as you said it, they're fired up. That's part of the reason they're calm are the way that they are. They have talked about how they want to clean them up a little bit, but really the mindset behind having communications like that is they're all very passive players in nature, and that was something they struggled with when they didn't have a coach. And then a coach did come in, and his suggestion was, hey, this is what we're gonna do. You guys call out every single thing you see. Just give us as much information as possible, and basically make it an all or nothing type thing where just trying to prevent the players from getting really quiet. And obviously, I mean, as we tell right now, with absolute domination from Tribe's end, it works with the triple cap very early on. Like within seconds of the second half, Tribe has established a triple cap.
This is tough to watch if you're rooting for Xset. They're getting beaten, battered, dominated, destroyed, everything you can think of to describe this. Within 40 seconds, they got a 3 cap. This game seems to be over as soon as it started. Bobby, it's brutal.
I mean, you're right. It's painful to watch. Even as we do have Nero dropping off of his War Machine, it's not really going to mean a thing for Xset. I think pretty much everybody for Tribe close to getting full streaks in. So we see the cluster strikes. We see the stealth chopper in the sky. We see the Goliath in bottom of 10. They don't need the triple cap. At this point, they're just doing it for the lulz to see if they can go get the triple cap and further assert their dominance. You got Nero holding down the back alley. The shock RC, not even going to matter. Shooting bodies a little bit more. You'll love to see it. He's top fragging right now, and with a Goliath in top of 10, they're going to be pretty much untouchable.
Untouchable is a good way to put it. The lead, massive. His Tribe are ready to get to a second 3-0, and they wanted to get there quickly. They wanted the first one done as fast as possible. Sometimes in tournaments where we have, 32 teams and it's a longer losers bracket run, I'll talk about the fact that it's important in a double best of 5 to win the first one quickly, because players can be tired. You get some stamina issues. I don't even think that's the case here. They didn't have to play much today at all, but they just want to get it done. They wanted this final first series over in 10 minutes. Like, this has been astounding from Tribe. I don't know how Xset can bounce back for this, but they are very, very fortunate to be coming from the winner's side. The fact that they have a second chance at the top there.
Yeah, and I mean, at this point, Tribe is going to win, and going into the second matchup between Xset and Tribe, where it does actually reset, and it's another best of 5, we will be looking at a hardpoint crash, which is the last time we saw Tribe lose to Xset. I mean, that's the one chance I do think that Xset will have to actually kind of swing momentum back, because obviously after this match is over, Tribe will be hyped, they'll be feeling good, and Xset is going to have to go back to the drawing board and figure out what to do, because 150 to 68 in our finals. Wow. Wow.
They need multiple drawing boards.
Yeah.
I don't know what they need. Throw out whatever drawing board you had and purchase a new one. Get it on Amazon and hope it arrives in time, because that was just insane. It was not... I mean, it's competitive. Yeah, they're 2 top teams, but that wasn't all that competitive. It was so one-sided. That didn't even feel like a match that should be in the final. That feels like a round 1 match in pool play at a major. It was so lopsided. I think Alex is going to be rejoining us. Alex, what did you think while you were watching that?